Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if we are up and running properly. I think we're missing something. We're missing something. I need another light. Okay. Hello guys, welcome to another stream. Sorry I'm a little bit late this evening. Oh god, you're already in the comments. I see Big Brain is there, late. Sorry Big Brain, apologies. Alex, we are waiting for the man with the golden spray gun. You are not going to see any paint of any kind today because it is sweltering. It is ridiculously hot. So, I thought what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the vast piles of sprues that I have and kind of tidy up. Because I did say before that this studio is a mess and I am far too sweaty to touch anything and do any painting or even roll green stuff. Just can't do it. So what I'm going to do is fill up my bucket here with some pieces. And well, Jesus, you can look at this. I am sweating buckets. I am absolutely sweating buckets. All right, how are we all doing? Let's see. Wow. We need to wait as long as it takes for the Emperor to get off the high throne, to get off his throne. It's going to be a while, although obviously judging by Armageddon, he might actually be moving. So we'll see how that goes. Bro, the Emperor is waiting. I know, he's disappointed. I mean, how late was I? 5 minutes late. You know, that's execution right there. Jock, you're back. Welcome back, Jock. I know you said you might miss the first half, but it looks like you made it just in time. Frag Eye, hello. Big Brain, Gloom Creature, Puddle. That's what I'm going to be by the end of this stream. You can probably just about see how shiny I am. I got a glaze on. It is so warm in the UK right now. It's ridiculous. It's like over 30 degrees. Why is YouTube not notifying me that the stream started? That's pretty bad, but it might be because I'm late. So I don't know whether YouTube really tolerates lateness. Because I did set a schedule for this. So they're probably a little bit disappointed and they're not going to push it out there. But we will see. Alright, so what I'm going to go through is just these multiple, there's like hundreds of sprues. God, what have I got? I got pieces from Cities of Death. And the thing is, you're probably wondering, like, why are you going to cut them all off? And it's because it just takes up so much space. It just gets in the way. You know, underneath the camera there is hundreds of sprues. And I need to cut them up, put them in relevant boxes. So then when I get to another project I want to do, I can find what I'm looking for. Easy enough. So yes, I thought for a few hours anyway, if I don't turn into a puddle, we can hang out and just chat about Warhammer and chat about how we're all doing. I'm looking forward to, I'm sure most of you guys have probably seen by now, but there is the summer preview coming up on Friday. So I'm going to watch that and see what they do. I've got my fingers crossed for Necromunda. I just want some new terrain in general, so that would be cool to see. Not sure how I feel about the printed terrain yet. Fragga, oh yeah, read that one. Building Havocs right now and the heat is warping some of the pieces, lol. I'm not surprised, King Pignut. I am really not surprised. This is definitely going to be the sweatiest live stream that I do. I can just see my head gleaming. There's a nice sheen on my head. I could go down a slide without any water and I'd just shoot off the end of it. Big Brain, nice and cool in Norway. You want to trade you want to trade Norway? You want to trade Big Brain? That's the heat getting to me already. You want to trade Norway? Hot and damp here in Germany. So you're getting similar weather. It's the humidity in the UK is what does it. It's crazy. I sleep with the fan on all the time now. Just because if I don't, I will not get any sleep. And obviously it puts a little bit of a downer on getting stuff done for the project because I'm just too sweaty to touch anything. It's too difficult to paint, and it's yeah, and I just can't touch anything, you know. I will drip directly onto the throne. Warhammer 12th edition. Has anyone been playing Warhammer 12th edition? I haven't really heard anything about it at the moment. Again, you know, you all probably know by now I don't actually play the game, so I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, but it's interesting to see whether it's better than 11th edition, whether you enjoy it more, or whether it needs some improvement. Frag-Eye, I don't like the new pre-painted terrain. What do you think? Oh, so, personally, it's not for me. I don't know whether I would go so far as to say I hate it. I just don't think I am the target audience. I think it's perfectly acceptable for people who play the game, maybe don't have enough time to paint terrain, or don't want to. I don't think it's too bad. The only thing I worry about is that that would become the main way they produce terrain. So everything is kind of already pre-painted and sort of... I can't remember what the system is for printing it, but it kind of leaves those little lines in it as well, the way that it's done. So yeah, not for me. It also doesn't it doesn't seem to, judging by the leaked pictures, have that level of detail that plastic does. So I don't know whether I'd get it and even repaint it, because I feel like the texture that's on it would probably ruin it for me. But yeah, as a product, it's not like it's the first time it's even been done by Games Workshop. Way back in the noughties, they produced, again, I can't remember the name of the actual piece of scenery, but they had like a chapel corner, and that was already pre-painted. They sold quite a few of those, but obviously it was never revisited after that, up until now. So I guess we'll see. If they start producing more pre-painted terrain kits, it would suggest that there is a demand for it, but I won't be one of the people demanding it. I want more unpainted plastic scenery that I can toy with, and obviously more things that I can add to the diorama. Scary Line, good evening. Good evening, Ben. I hope you are doing well. It's good to see you on a stream. Jock, damn, I missed a lot last stream. You probably missed yourself being mentioned, Jock. It was good. Last stream was fantastic, actually. Something that I've noticed is the last two streams YouTube seems to have been pushing, so they got way better views, which was fantastic for the channel, obviously. So yeah, we're doing something right. Frag-Eye, it's ultraviolet printing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's it. And well, there is a specific piece of the scenery that I think looks quite cool, because they've got like you know, a guy hooked up to the computers. They've got like a kind of servitor-esque guy hooked up to the cogitator, and I think that looks really cool, but on closer inspection from the images that came out, it just doesn't have that detail for me. So yeah, probably still not going to be something I get. All good, thanks, dude. Well, it's good to have you here, Ben. It is. You'll see me slowly turn into a puddle throughout the stream, because it's terribly hot. Terribly hot. I don't know if anywhere else in Europe is getting, you know, heat like this. To be fair, you know, you're probably... a lot of other countries are probably used to it. Big Brain, YouTube likes frequent streams. Well, it's going pretty well for us, I think. We've done, what was it, like 7 streams, I think? Brett Watt, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for subscribing, Brett. Welcome to the streams. Easy Bar, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, Easy. Surprisingly, actually, these streams, there's been a few more subscribers to the channel, which is great. Obviously, for those of you who are new, you can check out some of my older videos which document the progress of getting the diorama to where it is today. But if you're just here for the streams and the Warhammer hangout, that's cool too. But thank you for subscribing. Is ChatGPT like a servitor? Oh, well, there's no human hooked up to it, is there, Jock? So I don't think it counts. I mean, we don't know what's going on in those giant server rooms. Maybe it is. But don't feed the abominable intelligence. That was a difficult word for me. Fragite, me neither, but they show a few more things on Friday. I am looking forward to the stream on Friday. I did make a point that I kind of wanted to talk about the preview before it happens, just to kind of speculate a little bit. But what I would like to see is some Necromunda scenery. There's kind of rumblings about a new box set coming out, and I don't know whether that's just going to be some of the initial gangs sort of remastered and resculpted, and then the same scenery if there is any. But ideally what I would like is new sculpts and some new scenery. That would make my day, really. Because I do think they're going to show off that 3D printed colour scenery. And yeah, that doesn't float my boat, so I'm gonna kind of glaze over that part of the stream. Big Brain, have you found any motors you like? Not yet, Big Brain. Not yet. Do you know what? I haven't even been in the studio. I know you're asking a facetious question, but I have barely set foot in the studio today. I came down earlier to set up the stream, but haven't done any work. I contemplated doing a little bit on my Ash Waste side project, and quickly realised that, you know, it's like an oven in here. Well, now I got the message from YouTube. Better late than never, though, Fraggy. Better late than never. It's good to know that they are showing it to people. Hello from Denmark. I'm sticking to everything, like you said, a bit when playing with plastic. Well, that's the thing. It's just it's crazy. I haven't got a proper chair to stick to, but I could slide off of everything. I'll tell you that much. Gloom Creature. I would love new Forge World models for the Necromunda noble houses and guilds. That would be cool. I do have a soft spot for the Necromunda, like the character models. I've actually picked up a few that you will see on this project at some stage. One of my favourites was a pack of 3 characters, and you had the kind of relic peddler. You have the woman selling, like the arms dealer. You've got the relic peddler, and there is one other character in there, and it's evading me right now. But yeah, I love those character models. I think they're fantastic. I also really liked the plastic hangers-on they've done recently. I think those are fantastic, and probably going to be a little bit easier to work with than the resin miniatures, but yeah, I love them all. Plastic would be ideal, but very unlikely. I agree. Although it is funny, kind of going back to the hangers-on that they done in plastic. It's funny that they decided to do that. I definitely didn't see that coming. Fraggo, should we start sending you links for the motors? No, you shouldn't. Don't you dare fill up my chat with links. This motor thing definitely is going to haunt me to the end of my days now. I shouldn't have brought it up again in the previous stream. I did already mention that I'm a professional electrician specialised in motors. You did, Jock. You absolutely did. Gloom Creature, that relic seller is so cool. Other one is the Beast Wrangler. That's it. I don't know how I forgot the Beast Wrangler, because he's pretty cool as well. He looks a bit like a pimp, though, with all his fur coat on. But yeah, he is the other one, isn't he? Is there space in the wooden boards for the motors? No. They're all they're not even super glued on. I use no more nails to stick those gate sections on, so they would not be coming off in a hurry. So what do you guys think is coming for the preview? Is there anything you are looking forward to? I can't imagine many of you guys who tune in here would be interested in the scenery, but I could be wrong, I suppose. I am also interested to see what's happening with 40k, potentially the kill team that's coming out. Online at the moment there seems to be mixed speculation about, about Exodites and Legion of the Damned, so could be either, I guess. Could be none of them. Could be something completely different. I'm still waiting for my Catchins refresh. I am. We had 2 miniatures for the Catchans, and nothing else since, and that's been like, what, 3 years now? A saw works fine. We're not doing it, Big Brain. It's not happening. You are, you'll see a Titan in front of them at some stage, but you're not going to see opening gates. I hope for Space Elves on Dinos. I could have guessed that, Big Brain, being an Eldar, well, collector. And it would be cool. I mean, they've been in the lore for absolutely ages, and I don't think they've ever had a model. So, yeah, it would be cool. I do like what the kill teams do as well, kind of introducing new factions in a sort of, well, like testing the waters with them, I suppose, and then some of them go on to have full ranges, because we definitely had that with Krieg once upon a time. Just remembered, one of my girlfriends from old, her look could send you freezing, could be handy for now. Oh, it could. It could, Alex. I don't know how clearly you guys can see me on this camera, but I am leaking. I am absolutely leaking. This is comparable to being sat in a sauna while doing hobbying. I mean, this stream is going to be at least like 30% of me just complaining about how hot I am. Also, no spare fan. So I did think about bringing a fan down here, as was suggested last stream, but I don't have a spare one. And I don't want to go out and buy one. I'm too stingy. Maybe a plastic warhound. A plastic warhound frag I would be fantastic. I just need Games Workshop to make me a plastic warhound. And I will put it on the build. I'll paint it up and put it on the build. And obviously failing that, we'll come up with another method to get a Titan on here. So you'll see it either way, basically. But I wouldn't mind a nice plastic one with weapons that I could swap around. I just dread to think what the price would be. Alpharon, cheeky YouTube, not telling me you was live. Well, do you know what, Alpharon? You're not the first person to say that. That's happened to at least one other person. I think it was Frag-Eye. YouTube's being cheeky today because I think since I scheduled this live stream, and I was late today by 5 minutes, I don't think YouTube likes that too much, to be fair. Why aren't you sticking to your schedule? So hopefully that doesn't persist in the future, but I'll try and be on time on for the next stream. I will. I have a few errands to run before I start streaming. But yeah, so sometimes I am like 5 or 10 minutes late. But we'll see. If it persists, I might just end up setting the streams for 8:30. Unless that's past anyone's bedtime. Anyway, Alpharon, you have joined. We're probably doing something a little bit more boring than rolling Greenstuff cables today. What I'm doing is just trying to make some space. I'm trying to clear some sprues. I've got hundreds of sprues of scenery pieces. And I'm just trying to cut them off and put them in a box so I have more space to move around the studio. Because at the moment I have to dodge quite a lot of stuff. And I trip over a lot, which probably isn't a good idea when I've spent 3 years building this project. So I'm contemplating doing another stream on Friday after the summer reveals, summer preview, and then we can chat about what's on there, if there's anything good, or if there's anything I can use. That's always what I'm on the lookout for, really, is things that I can use on the project. So some new kits that I could pillage would be fantastic. Big Brain, the Resin Titan costs 5612 custodian. 5,612. Got there eventually. Custodian memberships. Well, Big Brain, that's like, it kind of sounds like you're advertising for me there. For anyone who's new here, you can support the channel by becoming a member. It helps me get more of the pieces I need for this project. And at some stage they will be going towards a Titan. Just hopefully not a resin one. All for own. I probably won't be typing a lot because I'm doing something, but I will be watching the whole time. That's absolutely fine, all for own. You don't have to constantly be in the chat if you have things to do. You can just have me prattling on in the background. I think that's what a few people on here do, to be fair. Because I've noticed since we have had quite a few new members, not everyone says stuff on the chat. Some people kind of keep themselves to themselves, which is absolutely fine. I expect they just want to hear about Warhammer in the background. It's one of the things that I used to enjoy, actually, from watching the occasional live stream, was, you know, when you're working, it just kind of is nice to have someone in the background sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of like a little hobby hangout across the globe. I print him one if I can name it. I don't see why not, Fragga. I don't see why not. I'm actually sweating onto my glasses now, guys. It's got that bad. It has really got that bad. Oh, Lord. Summer preview reaction stream. Do you know, I would do that, Big Brain, if I could set it up properly. But I feel like I need to get my head around, using the other scenes on OBS, basically. Because I wouldn't want it to be crap. It probably would go wrong, the first one. But, yeah, I do want to see what they do and maybe do a bit of a debrief about it. No money from me before I can see these gates open. Ah, oh, Jock. Jock, that's going to be a long, long time. By that time, you'll be the only grey name in this chat, I'm hoping. I need members to feed the project, that's what I need. What I've got to tell myself not to do, though, is get to a stage where I'm like, oh yeah, let's try and, you know, make it bigger on one side because we've got enough members. I don't think that would be a healthy idea. Mauritius Malice. What do you mean by that, Jock? Are you going to start speaking Lattice to me? Lattice. Lattice. Oh, the heat is barbecuing my brain. I meant Latin. Lattice. Rover Mars Rover, what's up, Sweat Gang? What's up, Rover Mars Rover? I don't know if you can see me clearly here, but I am sweating buckets. Absolutely sweating buckets. And the thing is, it is that hot that it's really hard to achieve anything. And I did think that, you know, if I start rolling cables today or I dare to do any painting, everything's going to go wrong. And if I was leaning over this right now, I would definitely be dripping sweat on it. So what I kind of decided we would do is I would sort of tidy up my studio. So therefore we're being productive without the potential of messing anything up. I mean, I could still mess this up somehow. Lettuces. Green lettuces. Alpharone, I would support, but I'm broke. That is fine too, Alpharone. You don't need to be a green name to be here. And everyone who tunes in is just as much appreciated. You know, I always do appreciate people who can go that extra mile, but you are not going to get you know, you are not any less appreciated, basically. You know, it's awesome to have you guys here and have some people to talk to and share the hobby with. Long live the grey names. There's going to be a little rebellion of grey names. Big Brain, fresh cool Norwegian air flows freely in my room. I am very envious right now, Big Brain. Very envious. I don't think any air is flowing in this room. It's still air. Still warm air. King Pignut, I gave you £1. You'll be happy. Oh, well, every little helps. I definitely would be happy, King Pignut. It all goes into the coffers for project materials. Obviously, well, I guess most of you know by now. The camera just turned off. I think the heat might be getting to the camera because that's the second time that's happened. So bear with me, guys. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with that. I don't know whether I've accidentally put it on a... Let's see whether it decides to play ball. Excuse the technical difficulties, chat. Let's see if we can get this up again. I'm just worried that I changed the setting on the camera somehow, but I don't think I did. Right, look at this. Perfection. Hopefully that's still working. Alright, are we back? God, that was a mess. So, I don't... Are we still here, guys? Is everything... Aha! Alright, cool. I'm sorry about that, but, you know, it wouldn't be an Imperium Nihilist stream if there wasn't a technical difficulty or some technical difficulties. We are back. You get to see my sweaty face once again. Big Brain, I gave you 37.5 knock, YouTube 37.5 knock, and the government 25 knock. Oh, well, do you know, it honestly does not matter the amount. It all goes straight into this, and you're helping get it done, basically. It just gives me more to work with. Obviously, this isn't my full-time job, streaming to 14 people. But yeah, you know, you're all helping me build it, which is fantastic, and it's always appreciated. I think your camera froze. Have rebooted YouTube. I think it did, Alex. It's done it a couple of times today. I don't know whether it's heat related because I don't remember changing any settings on the camera. So I do apologize if it happens again, but hopefully it won't. God, I need a drink now. Oh God. I also can't remember buying all these sprues. I've got so many bits of scenery that I've accumulated over the years. With the idea that one day it would get used, and you know, it still might yet. But I don't remember I don't remember buying half of it. It's froze. It has froze. Oh no. What's going on? I think, guys, you might have to just back off. I think you might have to back out of the stream and rejoin it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Alright, King Pignut's back. How do you own so many sprues? Years worth of collecting, Big Brain. Too many years worth of collecting. And a lot of these are kind of bits that didn't get used on the project. Because I pillaged so many different kits that I've always got leftover parts, basically. So yeah, that's why I have so many. I used a bunch of pieces from the data stacks, which is the pieces that I'm cutting at the moment, the Necromunda data stacks. So I've kind of still got the actual stacks themselves left, and I'm thinking that when we get a bit more painted, I'm probably going to use them in some capacity, just because it is the throne room, so I imagine there'd be some kind of data storage there, and some other stuff going on. I'm sorry for that. YouTube kicked me out. That's alright, guys. I think the problem's probably my end, to be fair. I have expressed before, but I'm not the best at streaming. I'm still learning when it comes to all this streaming stuff. And winging it for the time being. But hopefully the more we do, the more I can get it correct. Let's see, King Pignut. Havoc parts have scattered randomly throughout multiple sprues in the box set they're in. You're going to have fun searching through all those, King Pignut. Big Brain. I have a box with too many Eldar heads. Did you freeze or it freeze? I think it's freezing, and I'm not sure why. I don't know whether it's my camera, actually. It says I've frozen on here now. Boys, 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 why is this going so wrong today? What is going on? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, camera's still working. Camera's still working. Is it OBS? Is it OBS? No, it's the camera stuff keeps turning off. I don't know whether it's the heat. This is crazy. Let me check the settings on ye old camera. That hasn't moved. That hasn't moved. That hasn't moved. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Okay. Let's try once more. This is getting pretty silly. It's funny that I haven't had this problem before, but now that it's like, I don't know, 30-something degrees, we're having some trouble. We are definitely having a little bit of trouble here. Okay, that's on. Why are you not working? I'm really sorry, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. But we are definitely having some issues. Lord have mercy. Okay. At this rate, it's going to be an awful or non-existent stream. Let's try once more. Oh, I'm back. Bye-bye! I think I'm back now. I think I'm back. But how does it... I don't know what's happening with it, honestly, guys. I have no idea what's happening with it. But, you know, it's just since it's been warm, it's done this like 3 times now. Not great. Need water to cool my camera. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm back. Alright, cool. So, I'm not sure how productive this stream is going to end up being, especially with the camera as well. So if we get more sort of, if it plays up again, I don't know whether we'll have to skip it for today. It would be a shame. I don't really want to have to skip it, because it is nice to hang out with you guys. But if the equipment's telling me, oh, it's too hot, I'm going to have to listen to the equipment. But yeah, let's try and get some more done anyway. I got like 10 pieces in this box. I wanted to get through quite a few sprues. Story of my life for these streams, though, is like set the goal high and then not actually achieve what I'm trying to do. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're back for most of you guys. Fantastic. He needs a motor. Do you know what he does need? I think at some stage I'm going to need to save up and get a camera. Because the camera that I've got at the moment, by you know, technology standards, is quite an old camera now. So I think that will probably be one of the first ports of call. But obviously camera is a lot of money, so can't do it right now. Ice bags. I need an ice bag for me, big brain. Skill freeze frame. This is a lack of skill, this is. If you go back and you look at the other live streams that I've done, I think, what, 90% of them have had something go wrong? So we've kind of got into a pattern, and it's always something different. It's not the same thing each time. Like, this has not happened before. We are jinxed by the midsummer burning of the witch on the bonfire. It is tonight in it's tonight in Denmark. So it's your fault, Alex. It's your fault we're stuttering and stopping and freezing. Maybe you need to stop that tradition. It's jinxing us. Hello, Darkness, my old friend. It's nice of you to come again. Do you have a Fortress of Redemption in that pile? Do you know what, Gloom Creature? I don't, but it was one of the kits that I wish I picked up. It's funny because when it came out, I didn't actually like the look of it for some reason. I don't know whether it was because of the giant sort of Reaper-esque symbol on the tower, but it's kind of like now that it's not available, I want it. I don't know what that says about me. But no, I don't, unfortunately. Another one that I would like to have in my pile is, back in the day, they had the trench fortifications for Warhammer 40k, and they had like I think it was a fire base for it, and some other kind of big pieces of scenery, and I never got any of them, but I thought they were fantastic. The Plasma Annihilator or Obliterator was one of those things. It's like a giant plasma tower. But yeah, never picked them up. Offering could just go audio only. It would probably be for your benefit, guys, because at the moment I just look like a sweaty mess. So you wouldn't be missing anything. And you'd hear the occasional clunk of the piece hitting the box like that. So you'd know I'm working. So Leo, you're true believers in the Empire in Denmark. That's what he is. He's a witch hunter. He's an Empire witch hunter. Not sure how much replayability this stream's going to have with all that technical nonsense. Probably none. Yeah. Also, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, feel free to stick a like on it so YouTube pushes it out there. I know that YouTube hasn't quite been doing its job today, since a few of you were not notified that I was going live. So yeah, let's change that. I must make amends to the Holy Emperor. It needs to be done, Alex. It needs to be done. You burnt the wrong witch and now we're stuttering. The Emperor is displeased. King Pignut, there was actually a 0.1mm connection on an armor piece, bro. Is that what you're fishing out from the box, King Pignut? Because that sounds like hell. It does happen, though. Big Brain's, what was it? Big Brain's Custody, the headpiece bounced off of that the other day when he made me drop it on the floor. And it took me a long while to find that. Only for Big Brain to turn around and say, I don't want you to glue it back on. He wants him to look like that, apparently. It's definitely going to make things so much easier when I've finished this pile. Because it all gets in the way. It's too much. I have a Warhammer problem. I feel like having a pile of shame is fairly common unless you are a very fast painter. Do you guys all have piles of shame? Is it just me? I might have to think about getting rid of some of this, to be fair. I have a whole Dark Eldar army somewhere that I did intend to paint up, and I just don't know when I'm going to do it. What does one do with empty sprues? What do I do with mine? Sometimes, well, I say sometimes, I've got like 2 or 3 that I've kept for basing materials, because you can obviously make the little bricks out of them, but for the most part they just go in the rubbish. I don't think my local Games Workshop has a sprue recycling thing, so I haven't brought any there. I could do with one. It's rather a mountain of shame. It definitely is here, Frag-Eye. Our King Frederick X is actually a certified Special Force frogman in the Royal Danish Army. Don't mess with him. Jesus. Yeah, everyone. I feel like most people do. Because you always get ideas for new projects and stuff, you know, and then it's just hard to keep up with them. When I finally get around to doing my Space Marine project, what I would like to do is, I've got a chapter in mind, well, I've got 2 chapters in mind. The Exorcists is one, just because they look really cool, and I was able to get some custom transfers for them. So I got some transfers from Impatient Tabletop, if you guys are familiar with them. He kind of makes custom ones, and obviously there's no Exorcist ones available from GW, so I got some made. And I really like their colour scheme. So that metallic red metal colour. So it's either that, or what is it? What was the other chapter now? I went for a really obscure chapter again. I suppose the Exorcist might not be that obscure. What did I go for? Was it, what are they called? Sons of... Do you know, I can't remember what their names are. I thought it was like Sons of Medusa or something. But they've got a nice, bright green armour. And I want something that's going to stick out. So, you know, metallic red, bright green armour. Sprue goo. I could make some sprue goo out of it, but I'd have like a big vat of sprue goo with the amount of sprues that I have. The pile of shame... The pile of shame ever shrinks by the grace of the Emperor. Not for me. Off-road, definitely not for me. Well, it is a little bit at the moment. But, yeah, it doesn't usually. The Gloom Creature. I saw someone had left an Imperial Knight on their sprue in the recycling bin, but the shop worker wouldn't let me take it. I think I've heard that... not directly from someone, but I have heard through, like, I think it was Reddit I was looking on, that had happened before, but they can't let you have any of the pieces, so, yeah, it's a bit lame, really, because I feel like if you can make use of the models that are on there, you should probably, you know, why can't you clip them off and just get rid of the sprue? It's a bit weird, but maybe they don't want to give anything for free, even though, you know, it wasn't theirs. It's a bit weird. I've mentioned that I seem to work with a lot of chaos around me. I noticed that a lot of people don't really have that. You know, like people always make their paint stations or hobby stations look immaculate, and that's not me. And I've always been sort of curious to know whether that's most people. Like, do you guys have immaculate paint stations, or is that just kind of, is it propaganda? Do people take pictures of their workstations and put them online and lie? I don't always like the chaos, but when I'm in a sort of creative flow, it doesn't seem to bother me that much. Almost like GW wants you to buy their products. Yeah, I mean, granted, King Pignut, I can understand that, but I feel like in the past, so let's say, oh god, it must have been like 15 years ago, whenever I was into Warhammer and I was younger, in the Games Workshop that's close to me, they used to do like these come and build like a mini diorama thing, and you could use all the pieces from this big box they had. I feel like that is slowly dying, you know? I feel like shops are like less inclined to do stuff like that nowadays. Yeah, because I just remember like pillaging this massive bits box to make a diorama on top of a CD. We used to get blank CDs, and then you'd cover the hole in the middle, and you'd put all the figures on or whatever you wanted. And at the end of the sort of the end of the day, your diorama would be judged, and you could take it home after. So it usually resulted in just finding as many miniatures as you could and sticking them to the CD and then taking them home. So yeah, I made like 2 dioramas, and I think I used a lot of Lord of the Rings figures at the time. Gloom Creature, I'm sure there's a legal reason for it, but it could have made some sick basing material. Exactly that, and it's less plastic going to waste. The empty sprues being recycled or what have you makes sense, but if there's pieces on there, like, why not just stick them in a box? And if someone comes in and goes, oh, you know, have you got a head or something in this bits box I could use, they could let you have a little rummage. You might be more inclined to buy like a paint or something while you're there as well, and it just lowers the amount of waste. My paint station is a shoebox I keep by my desk and needs to be set up every time. That's fair enough, Gloom Creature. I don't think that's too unheard of. I definitely had to do that at one stage. Obviously I'm very lucky now that I have a space I can work in, but there definitely was a time where I had a little workspace. Let's see, my paint station is temporary, Big Brain. See, did I just read that? Is the heat going to my... Oh, no. I was reading Gloom Creature. Yeah, so there we go, Gloom Creature. Big Brain has a similar thing as well. Temporary setup. Alfram, what is sprue goo? Sprue goo is sticking... what do you do? You stick super glue in with it, was it, guys? I can't remember exactly, but I know that sprue goo is fantastic for gaps in miniatures. Because it's kind of a liquid that you can end up applying and just like sand off the excess. AK Randall, I always organise it nicely once a year, and then 2 days later it's a big mess. That sounds very familiar too. One of the videos I put out earlier this year, I think I touched on tidying up this studio space. It didn't last long. Even though I put it in the video, it was kind of a lie, because I tidied up the studio, and then obviously when I started working on the project again, it just got messy straight away. So I apologise for lying about that, guys, even though you didn't know about it. Alex, a lot of chaos around the throne. We better be aware. Oh yeah, well, in a literal sense, there is a lot of chaos. The occasional bit of heresy. But it is, in all honesty, it is getting to a stage that I would like it a little bit tidier. I don't want to present you this immaculate studio where it looks like nothing happens. But, you know, getting rid of some of these sprues is ideal, because they stack up, they get in the way, and yeah, just need to be dealt with. So they're just going in one big box. yeah, essentially, like Frag Guy says, just liquefied plastic that you can spread on stuff to cover the gaps. It is useful. King Pignut, when is your next full video out? Hopefully soon, King Pignut, but for the time being, I've kind of ended up doing these streams a bit more often because they have, pushed me in the right direction when it comes to achieving stuff. But I would like to make another one once, I don't know, once we get a bit more completed, basically. There's not much point in me putting one up at the moment because I don't think there's enough to show yet. So maybe in a few more weeks, we'll put a new one up. Fragite, to make it, you fill a little plastic bottle glass container with sprue bits and fill it with plastic cement glue. Yep. I thought you said plastic bottle for some reason. I was like, plastic bottle probably isn't a good idea. I recommend Tamiya airbrush cleaner. Big Brain, what will you do for your next video? It's probably just going to be another one on this, to be fair, Big Brain. I keep saying that I'd like to work on something else as well, and obviously a few of you know I've got the Avarax video, the building Avarax one, and I haven't gone back to that yet. I would like to work on other stuff, but I just feel like it takes resources and time away from getting this done. So it'll probably just be about this. And what I'm hoping it will cover is we'll get the floor done with the edge highlight. We'll get a base on the cables and maybe get some more of the little gribblies that sit on the throne room floor finished. Because some of them can probably be stuck down soon. Yeah, so that's probably what I'll cover in the next video. And then probably the video after that we'll start painting the gate, because I have all the paints I need ready for that. And it'll just start to make things come together a bit more and look a bit more complete. It is kind of the project that never ends, to be fair. There's just always something to do. And I have said that because we're at mainly the painting stage now, it takes a lot longer. When you're building, you can see things progress a bit quicker because it doesn't take the same amount of time. But obviously, like, selectively edge highlighting these tiles takes a lot longer. We probably spent 2.5 hours, 3 hours on edge highlighting some of these bottom ones in the corner. So obviously there's still, a lot more to do. Always motors to add. Yeah, always motors to add. That's what you want the most, is it, Big Brain? I feel like that's what it is. Not an emperor with more cables or a secret emperor room. Not any of the little Easter eggs, just those motors. We are so immersed in the build, never stop. That's the thing. I really appreciate that. And it does push me towards getting it done. I know it's really slow. I have, I have no excuse sometimes for the time it takes. The only thing I will say is I do work within, the hours. I'm constrained basically by the hours I have to work on the project. If I ever had more time to work on it, I would get it done quicker. But yeah, I only get so much time a day. And I got big boy responsibilities now. No one told me when I was a kid I was going to have so many responsibilities as an adult. It sucks. I wish I'd made better use of the time I had as a child. Because now you've got all these other shit you got to do, and I don't want to do it. Please stop sometime. Occasionally, I take a break, guys. Like, I think you know this by now. Sometimes I will take a couple of days and just, not really look at the project. And I think that's good because it keeps the drive, it keeps you wanting to move forward and get it looking better and get it finished. Because otherwise, if you're looking at it every day, from experience, it can be a bit overwhelming. So yeah, I find it's healthy. And it is healthy to work on something else from time to time. So my ash waste project that I've got off camera, that keeps things fresh as well. Big sprues over here. Wait, well, there's plenty of sprues. I don't know if you guys follow on Instagram. If you do, I bought like 5 of the Imperial Sector kits when they came out on made to order. I had to wait the best part of a year for them. But I bought about 5 because I had originally intended to cover the walls with them. Well, the complete sections at least, not the broken ones. And then I ended up realizing that the old Cities of Death pieces looked a lot better. So I ended up doing that instead, and now I'm left with like a cathedral's worth of wall pieces. So maybe I have to make a project out of those at some point as well. Frag Guy, I just started to let my 5-year-old build his first miniature. That's awesome. That's awesome, Frag Guy. You've got to let them paint it, and then keep that one. Very first miniature. It's very cool. Ulfaron, can you please add a blood raven running through the running from the throne with the Emperor's sword slung over his shoulders? I might not be able to do that, Ulfaron, but we'll definitely do the other Easter eggs that I've covered in previous streams. So, you know, our Alpha Legion guy, our assassin, we're gonna have Harlequin. I think actually Big Brain has offered to build us a Harlequin, so if he's still doing that, that would be cool. Yeah, we got all those other Easter eggs, but I don't think I'll have a Blood Raven stealing the Emperor's sword. As memeable as that could be. Camera's overheating. I think it is, Jock, to be fair. I don't know how far behind you are with the stream, but it's frozen a few times. Keeping it real professional here with something going wrong every stream. It might seem bad, but I feel like the biggest mistake that I made on stream was dropping that custody and then knocking the wet pallet on the floor. I feel like that was more embarrassing than the camera overheating. That was like a live disaster. Big Brain, I can paint it too. You can paint it if you'd like to paint it. You can. I don't envy painting Harlequins, all those little patterns on them. I feel like that's a reason that a lot of people would dodge those guys, because of all their little designs. Frag-Eye, 4 Blood Ravens stealing a daughters of the Emperor's Rhino. Stealing a daughters of the Emperor's Rhino? Stealing a Sisters of Battle Rhino? They steal everything. Maybe they should just steal the Golden Throne. We'll do like 10 of them lifting it up. Professional sprucer. Probably am by now, the amount of hours I've sunk into cutting these things off. The sprues. Still more productive than rolling Greenstuff cables. We got like 4 done last stream. I just want to be slightly productive in this heat. Because I know, you know, realistically we're not going to get any painting done. We're not going to get any other sort of building done. So this way I can just make the workspace a bit tidier and keep things moving along. Because it's all stuff that needs to be done anyway. And the thing is, if I eat into my hobby time by de-sprue-ing things, I'm not working on the Emperor. So this kind of... is like 2 birds with 1 stone, I guess. Because next time it's not boiling, I can actually do some more work on the Emperor. And I don't need to worry about tidying up the studio, really. Whatever they're called these days. You know, I feel like that with most armies. I feel like I'm that age. Because Imperial Guard are Astra Militarum now, and I'm still always going to call them Imperial Guard. Not that that's really rebelling much, is it? I don't like the name change. It doesn't really bother me that much, to be fair. I know it's all done from a business standpoint of copywriting stuff. Yeah, I just kind of, I don't know, I feel like Imperial Guard sounds cool. It was definitely one of the reasons that I liked them when I was younger. Big Brain, I own, I don't know what that word is, Big Brain. An instant of each model in the Harlequin. What, you own one of each? Have you painted them all? Have you done all their checker patterns? Have you driven yourself insane with that yet? I wouldn't do it. I'd refuse to do it. Also, they're Xenos, so yeah, I'm not touching them. I've kicked myself so many times for not getting the Fortress of Redemption for Dark Angels. The price people charge now, they can keep it. Exactly that. It's too expensive now. I have had a little peek on eBay, but anything on eBay, anything and everything Warhammer related on eBay now has a ridiculous price. It feels like it's very hard to get a bargain. I think I've had one bargain last year, which was someone cleared out a load of stuff and they had a bunch of Necromunda scenery, and I managed to pick it up for like £50 because it was a buy it now. Really happy with that purchase, but never seen anything like that since. Never even seen anything like remotely reasonable. Hopefully it will become a made to order at some stage, because Games Workshop tend to do that from time to time, so maybe if it goes made to order, just snatch it up if it's not, again, ridiculously priced. While we're on that subject, you know, the Vostroyans that were made to order a few weeks ago, they were fantastic. You know, I love them models, and I was tempted to pick some up, but I wasn't going to pay the price that they wanted for them. It was far too expensive. It was like £120 for the platoon. And then for some reason, if you wanted the individual guys with the heavy weapons, like the Flamer, they were, was it like £15 or something? It was ridiculous. So that didn't happen. Kind of glad anyway, it would just go straight into the pile. It get lead rot before I end up painting it. I can't spell. I own exactly one Imperial model, one Ratling. Well, that puts you in my good books then, Big Brain. As long as you got one Imperial model, that's okay. Ghost Rhino, howdy. Hello, Ghost Rhino. How are you doing? Welcome to a very sweaty stream. We're just de-spruing some stuff, trying to make way. And make the studio a bit tighter. Tighter. Oh my god. A bit tighter. Oh Lord. Honestly, my brain has been sunbaked today. It's like soup. Yeah, so you know, for any of you who are just joining, we're not really working on the project this evening. We are just trying to make some space, which is all needed anyway, because now we're at the painting stage of the project. It's nice to have some room to move around it and get all the details, and that involves getting rid of some of these sprues that have been sat on the sides of the room for far too long. And we've cleared away, what's that now? 5 sprues worth of stuff so far. So we're getting there. We are making some progress. We sprucing. We are sprucing. Are any of you guys actually managing to do anything productive? Make me feel better. Tell me one of you is being very productive. It's also going to make things a lot easier when I go to do the next project, because I can just reach into these boxes and just grab the pieces I need instead of cutting them all out. It's one of the other things as well that I'm toying with. is, like I said, because I've got enough of these Imperial Sector pieces, I could probably build a massive cathedral with these pieces. So I don't know if that's something you guys would like to eventually see. I was sort of inspired by, way back when I must have been about 11 years old, I went to Warhammer World, and at the time they'd made a massive display board, and it was kind of built up like a cathedral, and this was before the Cities of Death pieces came out, and obviously the new ones as well. And they'd made it from the 3rd edition scenery pieces, like just the corners that you got with that box set. And it still looked amazing. But they'd bashed it to high hell to make all the pieces sort of fit and look, you know, look like it made sense, I guess. Because obviously you're limited. There's like 4, is it? Different pieces of scenery for 3rd edition. But I remember being inspired by that, so maybe we could have a go at making a massive cathedral, a modular one as well. Yeah, as sort of like another little project. Little project. It wouldn't be as big as this. Might not be little, but definitely wouldn't be as big as this. Aleph, I'm sorting my Blood Bowl minis. Productive, I like it. I dig it. Big Brain, I'm brewing an EDH deck. Is that magic, Big Brain? EDH deck? Gloom Creature, still magnetizing my Necromunda gang. Haven't glued any on the wrong way so far. That's good, Gloom Creature. Don't jinx it. Don't write it into being. Jock, I told City Hall to give me my fucking street. That's still productive, Jock, I guess. Ghost Rhino, I'm good, brother. Just making jambalaya rice while watching you. Oh, you're making me hungry now. Ghost Rhino, I keep making the mistake of before I stream, I'm just not eating. So the thing is, when you guys are gone now, and I close the stream down, I've got to quickly ram something down my throat before bed. Chilling now, smoking. Oh? Bad habit though, Jock. Bad habit. Done that for like 15 years. Best thing I ever did was quit. Alright, that's the preachiness over. That's all I'll say. I'm trying to get a somewhat nice multicam on some 1/16 plate carriers vests for Danish Leopard 2A7 crews. That does sound productive, Alex. It's good that you're all getting stuff done. It sounds like most of you are actually getting some stuff done, which is great. Definitely going to need my second shower of the day after we finish this stream. It's crazy. Ah, EDH is MTG Commander, I see. I did suspect it was Magic. I know there seems to be a lot of crossover with you guys who collect 40k, Warhammer and Magic. I had a little bit years ago, but haven't touched Magic in ages. I definitely don't have the space or the funds for two hobbies. Right, that's another one. I think we are going to have a productive stream. After that sort of shaky start we had, very shaky start, we're gonna make some progress. I'll have to make a promise to give you guys a proper, interesting stream in the future, though, because I feel like the last two ones haven't really been that great. The banter's been fantastic, but in terms of us like making some noticeable progress on the diorama, I'd say we haven't quite hit that. And I have a feeling we're probably not going to hit that until next week when this heat wave subsides. But it's fine, we can run another stream on Friday and talk about the summer preview. That is a good question, actually, Ghost Rhino. What are you building, Gloom Creature? I think you did tell me before, but I have the memory of a sieve. So, please remind me. I have access to a printer. Is that for your own cards, Big Brain? I've definitely seen that happening a lot recently. Cutting onions, making me cry. She's still making me hungry, Ghost Rhino. I don't think I'm going to have time to make something properly. I'm just going to have to, like, shove biscuits in my mouth. I have the diet of a teenager at the moment. I'm just eating crap all the time. I need to start cooking again. There's been pizzas recently. Lots of pizzas. Oh my lord, I am melting away. Anything you guys are looking forward to on Friday, for those of you who are going to tune in and watch the preview? Is anyone here keen on the old world? It's something that I used to kind of enjoy it in passing, the old world. I used to be a big fan of the Empire stuff. But they haven't really managed to suck me back in. So maybe they'll be able to this stream. Outcast Gang. Yes, you did say that before, Gloom Creature. It's a cool idea, that. Babum Frag Guy, nice. Gloom Creature, gotta paint some Harlequin style on them all. Don't envy that, honestly. It's just why I wouldn't touch anything sort of Harlequin schemed. I just don't want to paint all those checkers. I usually keep my painting quite simple. I mentioned on one of the previous streams, like, I got a steady hand, so I can paint to an okay standard, but I tend to make my paint jobs kind of simple. Because we all know by now that I cannot do hazard stripes. Just avoid them like the plague as well. At least make some sausage with your gravy and biscuits. Ghost Rhino, it's not those kind of biscuits. It's not American savory biscuits. These are like sugary chocolate biscuits. Straight down the hatch, then to bed. Although that is something I'd like to try at some stage, is like American savory biscuits, because it always sounds so good. It sounds like it would taste great. Just spotted something in the back that was not there last time. All that gold turns me blind. What can you see this time, Alex? I know I have a few custodies behind me, because we had some members join. What are we on now? We are on Tuesday. We had some members join on Sunday, and if you join at the custody tier on this channel, you get to name one. So you get to pick one and you get to name one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some little plaques 3D printed and stick them on the board. What I'll do is probably stick them on the front and the side. So yeah, so your custody will have a name if you join. I hope they give Beastmen some new interesting models, not gonna lie, but the Necromunda redo may be interesting. See, Ghost Rhino, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to Necromunda to hopefully, I mean, my first hope is to see some scenery, some new scenery, please not just more Zone Mortalis that we've already seen, and the new gangs. I know they're not going to be new. We're not gonna get what is it, Outlanders. We're not gonna get Scavies, which I feel like I've been waiting for ages. Scavies and Necromundan spiders. But yeah, seeing the re-sculpted gangs will be quite cool. But yeah, the main hope is scenery. On your back wall, what do you notice? I've got the the Saturnine box that's still there, and it's still got stuff in it. Even though we attempted to build some of the Marines way back when. What else do I have? And I've got some statues, I've got some scenery, I've got more bits for the board. Nothing compromising, I hope. Let's see, my sleep schedule is broken after watching the World Cup match. I guess today, but yesterday. You've been following them, Big Brain? I'm not much of a football person. I don't dislike it, but I just don't really follow it that much. Even the World Cup. I don't suspect too many people here follow the World Cup, because isn't there a game on at the moment? Ghost Rhino, yeah, I hope they don't cheap out on terrain for the box, but I'm excited to see the new Escher and Goliath if they do it. Yeah, exactly, Ghost Rhino, but it would be nice to have some new terrain to accompany it. I really liked what they done with the ruined Zone Mortalis set. I've got a couple of them kicking around. So yeah, seeing something new. I don't necessarily mind that it's Zone Mortalis based, but just seeing like new pieces would be cool. Like, you know, cogitators. I welcome anything that's cogitators or little gribbly bits that I could use on this. So fingers crossed for that one. Because if there is something cool in it, I probably will pick up the box. You know, I'm probably more interested in Necromunda than I am Armageddon. Not that I don't think Armageddon isn't cool, it's just I feel like I would probably use stuff from a Necromunda box sooner than I would use something from Armageddon. And I'd probably have to sell the orcs from Armageddon because I wouldn't use them. They would be of no use to me. I don't follow the World Cup, but I needed to see Norway win. That's fair enough, Big Brain. I haven't watched any England games. I haven't. I think they are playing today, or right now, or sometime soon. So I wish them the best, but won't be watching it. Under it, you didn't have that, or am I going bonkers? Oh, are you on about the are you on about this? Oh, I don't even know what I could call it. I made it out of the not Cities of Death. I made it out of the Imperial Sector parts because I had intended to have it in front of a smaller gate, and then I kind of scrapped the idea of a smaller gate, and we went for massive gate. So he's kind of a bit obsolete now. And what I might do is, since we talked about building like a cathedral out of the parts that I didn't use, I might just put that in the middle because it kind of works. But yes, I don't think you are mistaken. That probably wasn't there last stream. I think I moved it out of the way. UK is playing right now, according to my workmates. How are they doing, Fryer Guy? I can't actually check on my phone because I use it for chat. But hopefully they're winning. I think they're playing Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, hopefully they win. Fingers crossed. George Robin for the Emperor. For the Emperor indeed, George Gobbin. We're not doing any painting. We're not particularly working on the throne this evening. We're trying to clear some space so I can get around it to paint. Because I live in chaos, George. I live in chaos. I've got sprues everywhere and I need to move them out of the way. Nil-nil. Nil-nil. Well, hopefully they win the game. Can't remember who they played the other day and won, but it's a good start. I'd like to see England win a World Cup. You know, not fanatical about it, but I would like to see them win. I'd like to see them do well. You know, I think it's good to want your home country to do well. I was thinking, looking at the lineup for the summer preview, if you are a Warhammer Underworlds fan, you are not getting anything. I feel like the last few shows, Underworlds has just been swept under the rug. I don't know whether there's like decreased sales for that, but never really see it anymore. It's a little bit of a shame too, because I thought some of the war bands that they came up with for that were quite creative. They're also good for like kit bashing and making into 40k and Necromunda pieces. So, when is the reveal show on Friday? I have D&D. What's that? 4:20. I think it's was it 7 p.m. British Summer Time. Someone might want to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it was round about that time. I think what I'll do is I will log on and yap about it after, when it finishes, because it is a Friday night. Tend to stream a little bit later on Friday night as well. A lot of you seem to be on there, which is nice. And obviously with YouTube making the push for the streams recently, it helps get new members, it helps get new subscribers to the channel, which is always welcome. So yeah, we'll probably stream then as well. And I know I've said it before, but don't forget to stick a like if you are enjoying the stream, because then it tells YouTube this isn't complete drivel. And it's only recently that YouTube has started pushing the content out a little bit more. The last few streams have been fantastic for viewership, which is really cool. I did expect, and I have said before, that obviously this is such a niche thing, building the Emperor, that I thought we kind of hit a saturation, but evidently not. Oh, look at these. These pieces are so thick as well. It's one of the things that I like about the newer terrain that Games Workshop does, is it's got a bit of girth to it. So way back in the day when they had the Cities of Death terrain, it was quite thin. So even though they're like cool, you know, they've got a lot of cool detail to them and they look fairly decent, when you see them from the side, they're so thin that it's not really convincing. Whereas some of these Imperial Sector pieces, that again are out of production now for some reason, even though they're not a particularly old kit, look a lot better. So I'm hoping that we get more of a reinvestment into terrain, because it's definitely my niche interest with 40k is all the terrain. Dude, I hate how YouTube is pushing shorts and trying to turn YouTube into TikTok. I agree with that, Ghost Rhino. One of the things that I am enjoying about doing these streams is it's not all just like short form brain numbing content. I know I'm not the most engaging at times, and I'm not always the most interesting, but you know, I like to be able to just talk about, you know, what I'm doing, just talk about Warhammer in general. And I find that sometimes with like TikTok and Instagram to a certain degree now, it's just all this really short form video content, like even photos has taken a backseat, and Instagram used to be just about taking photos, but now they want to see shorts, you know, they just want people scrolling, and it's not great. Yeah, so I like being able to make longer videos and just hang out with you guys. The hobby collab, Ghost Rhino, I believe there is some way to adjust a setting so YouTube doesn't show you shorts. Well, that'd be handy. I tend not to watch a lot of shorts on YouTube. I do have a bit of a weakness on Instagram, and sometimes I get sucked down a rabbit hole of watching stuff. But yeah, that would be dead handy if you can turn it off, for YouTube at least. What have I missed here? Ah, sorry, Jock, I missed that. I hope you're still here. Have a good evening, and hopefully see you soon. Sorry if I missed that. Ah, Hobby Collab, thank you for the donation. Super interested to hear that you're interested in terrain. Honestly, would not have guessed it. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Hobby Collab. Definitely is my favourite part of this hobby, working on terrain. I'm still learning lots about like kind of painting terrain and making, maybe not so much this project, but a little side project that I'm working on based in the ash wastes. I'm trying to make them look a bit grubbier, you know, so using lots of pigment powders now, using lots of stippling effects with sponges, oil washes, which isn't so new to me, but you know, it's all part of the arsenal. But yeah, it's my favourite part of the hobby. Holy Imperium hobby. That's kind of what we're building, I guess. The Holy Emperor. Let's see. We are pushing 10:30 in Denmark, 10:30 in the evening for those of you who don't speak Imperial. What are we here? Yeah, we're an hour behind here, so got lots of hobby time ahead of us. Ghost Rhino, thank you, Hobby Collab. The donation is always appreciated. Any form of support for the project is always welcome, and it does help. It does help buy the paints I need, and not so much pieces now, but paints and tools and stuff. It's appreciated. Thank you very much. The Hobby Collab. Yeah, full disclosure, we make shorts. We've been trying to make ours not so brain rot. They expanded it to be able to be 3 minutes, and this helps. But it is possible to get little info in them. People tend to pick thumbnails and shorts as a place to be weird and gross and stupid, and it doesn't have to be that way. I completely agree with that, Hobby Collab. I don't have anything, like personally, I don't have anything against shorts, because obviously I've utilized them to sort of promote this project. You know, if you go on my Instagram, I got shorts that I've done in the past. I've got like, you know, I've jumped on trends and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say I'm a saint or anything like that, because I'm definitely not. And also what you're saying about making videos that are showing you how to do things or talking about the hobby, I think they're informative. Don't have a problem with them. My issue would stem from just like the brain rot there is. I still think you can make good content, good short form content, but it, you know, it has to be sort of informative, and you have to learn something from it. You know, instead of just like, because you think about how little you can remember when you scroll through videos for like half hour, let's say. You know, if you try and think back on something that one of those videos that you'll remember the next day, it's really hard to do so, or at least it is for me. So making sort of tutorial content, just anything informative is great. So I have no problem with that. Frag Guy, yeah, but shorts are mostly annoying. The shorts that I find the most annoying are, well, it kind of extends to adverts as well, is where I get a streamer or something that I've never heard of, and they're putting on this really fake, you know, like, oh my god, this game is great, or you guys should definitely do this, and it's like, oh, come on, man, who's buying that, really? Big Brain, I enjoy D&D podcasts. That sounds cool. Yeah, you can find yourself a good podcast as well that you regularly tune into. That's great. The Hobby Collab, yeah, they are. The nice thing about them for content creators is that they bring in subs, but most of the subs are low value, meaning they don't translate to community/revenue. But they are younger people, and younger people eventually get jobs, and hopefully things keep working that way. Yeah, it's all. I understand that. You know, when you're working on things and you want to get your stuff out there, it is a good tool to do that. It's just about doing it in a way that's informative, and makes people want to engage and sort of intrigue them enough to click on your other videos. So I completely understand that. But yeah, I definitely have sort of eased off of them, which isn't always great because Instagram prioritizes you less, the less shorts you make. But there's only so many you can do, you know, especially with this project. I don't want to be showing, you know, the same thing that I'm working on over and over again. So, for example, highlighting these floor sections, you know, I've made a short about it. I don't need to do another short about it till it's done. because otherwise it's just going to be like, oh look, I've done 2 more squares, and no one cares, you know? No one cares really till it's done. So yeah, but you know, it swings and roundabouts really. I just enjoy kind of genuine content really. Tutorials are great. I've definitely utilized tutorials to learn how to do things, going back to, you know, me learning techniques. So yeah, they're definitely useful for that as well, because you don't need to watch like a 7-minute video to know how to do something. So yeah, love them in that regard. But for me, this whole streaming malarkey has sort of come about from encouraging me to be a bit more productive. Because sometimes I get a bit of, well, the other guys will probably know this by now because I think I've brought it up a few times, but I get stuck with a bit of analysis paralysis sometimes. So I'll sit in the studio and I'll be like, what should I work on now? You know, which part of the diorama should I work on? And I kind of sit and I ah about it, and I get distracted, and then I don't really achieve anything. So with the streams, I can kind of set a goal beforehand. I can be like, oh, I'm going to do this or this or this. And because I'm sat here chatting with you guys, hanging out, I actually get stuff done. So it's really useful for me. And it's also cool that, you know, more and more people are tuning in, and gives me people to talk to instead of just sat here in silence. What do we got? Fragite. I remember an exhibition I went to where YouTube talked about that the attention span of a young people is lower than that of a goldfish right now, and that's why they prefer shorter content. Yeah, I feel like it's the dopamine you get from like just you're watching all this content quickly, and it's like lowering our threshold for paying attention. And I've noticed it with myself to a certain degree, because sometimes if I'm watching something on TV or I'm watching a film, it is very, very rare that there won't be a stage that I get my phone out for at least a minute and just look at something, which is really bad, you know, because you think you used to be able to just watch a film and not look at your phone, but hey, I do believe that, for our guy. The hobby collab. Honestly, Empyrean Nihilist, you just need to take your current thumbnails, make a really fucking stupid face, and text across that says, "This project is killing me," and you're cross-eyed. Yeah, I agree. Again, I can't lie to you guys and be like, oh, I haven't done that. Because I have. Alpharone, £10. Sprue Doggy 2, where are you? Thank you very much for the donation, Alpharone. I really appreciate that. Totally derailed me, though. Totally derailed what I was talking about, but I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me try and pick up now. Bam. Let me just read that again. Yes, so what I was going to say, Hobby Collab, is I've done it with, if you look back at my thumbnails, like you can see that I kind of experimented with them, and there's about 2 where I'm on the front of them, and I think I've got like hands on head, but yeah, you won't see me doing that again now. I don't think it's the right kind of thumbnail. I think we're just going to stick to, even some of the thumbnails that I've done recently, I think I'm going to move away from it because I feel like it's too much. What seems to work for these streams especially is just having a picture of the project and using that without like any manipulation of any kind. So, you know, not changing it too much. And that seems to get people's attention because I guess it is a big gold pyramid. So yeah, that's what I work with now. People love this style of thumbnail. Yeah, again, I agree, Hobby Collab, because it's just what you're working on. Eric's Hobby Workshop, who I've mentioned a few times on streams, brilliant, love his work. He tends to have like fairly straightforward, simple thumbnails, and they're kind of simple but engaging, you know, because you just have like this nice picture of the scenery that he's working on, and you're kind of already hooked. So yeah, that's what I'm also going to stick with moving forward. Just because you don't need to be too over the top, do you? Even though some of mine are very over the top. What else have we got here? Frag Guy, I find it scary, scary but sad. It's kind of true. I think it is. You know, just even from my own experience, I think that my, you know, concentration level has decreased, and I'm trying my best now to not do that. Because even, you know, there's even times where I come down, get the aforementioned analysis paralysis, and just, pardon me, and just look at my phone. And then before you know it, you spend 20 minutes looking at your phone, and like, albeit I'm looking at what other people are working on, it's not getting anything done, you know? So I need to rein it in a little bit. What have we got there? Big brain. When you get analysis paralysis, work on motorizing the gate. Absolutely not, big brain. We're not doing it. I'll never fall that far from grace. You'll never see any motors. The hobby collab, yeah, Frag. The flip side is that stuff like this is also pretty popular. So just put it on and chill, which younger people also enjoy. So 45-second shorts or 4-hour streams, nothing in the middle. Yeah, I can't speak much towards watching streams, because I haven't watched a lot of streams recently, like I used to, but not so much anymore. Not that I'm young. I don't know why I'm kind of jumping on that, saying I'm young. I'm not young. I'm not old, but I'm not really young anymore. Orpheron, I am a worshipper of the Chaos Gods. Well, Orpheron, I appreciate that donation even more, considering you are a heretic. You know? It means a lot. Chaos funding the Golden Throne. Rover Mars Rover, part of why I go to the cinema so often is because I'm not allowed to get on my phone after 20 minutes. That's a good way of doing it, Rover Mars Rover. I did do the same thing recently because I went to watch Backrooms. I didn't look at my phone once because I was in the cinema. Also enjoyed the film. I did. I don't know if you guys are into horror, but I thought it was quite good. Bam, bam, bam. What else we got here? Oh, I'm going to have to put my phone on charge as well. Angelo, based on the Warhammer miniseries, do you think Custodi are all female? Oh, that's a controversial subject, isn't it, Angelo? I was waiting for the day someone would bring that up. If you were to ask my personal opinion, I don't really care that much. I don't think the way it was implemented was very good. I feel like the way it was implemented was pretty sloppy, and I feel like that is where a lot of resentment comes from. You know, because there's what's it, like, female guardsmen and everything. There's this huge universe. It's meat for the meat grinder. So personally, doesn't bother me. But I feel like it could have been implemented a lot better. I feel like it was kind of shoehorned in there, and people are like, wait, what? Big Brain, my 5-year-old sister watched Minecraft streams by NRK. Well, isn't that a good sign, Big Brain? Because the attention span is listening to a live stream. So it's not the shorts, not the 30-second shorts. Hobby Collab, Alpharon, which Chaos God did you fall to? I think he fell to all of them, Hobby Collab. It doesn't matter which one he fell to, they're all wrong. They all need to be annihilated. Frag off. Am I missing? So I don't know, obviously, what you guys can see, but I feel like sometimes I miss messages on here. So if anyone does comment on here and I don't reply, I apologize, because I'm only getting what comes up on the on my feed here. New joiner to the Warhammer 40k world. It's been quite the journey, and that is an awesome throne. Thank you very much, the Orange Banana. We have a lot of work left to do yet. Today, or this evening, hasn't been the most productive in terms of painting, because it's sweltering here in the UK, and I don't want to drip sweat all over it. So we're just kind of making space, de-sprueing some pieces, so I can move around the throne easier without tripping over all the crap I have acquired over the past 4 years of rejoining this hobby. All for own. Oh. Are you off, All for own? Is that what I was missing? I think, because Bragg, I misspelt your name. I was like, who's he talking about? If you're off, All for own, thank you for joining us. Hope you have a great rest of your evening, and hopefully see you soon. Eldar has gender equality in throwing people in the meat grinder. That's exactly it, Big Brain. It's just a meat grinder. But again, sort of regressing, it's just like the way things are implemented. I think if better care was taken in the implementation, people wouldn't care so much. And also, you know, there's it's your hobby. You can enjoy it whichever way you want. You know, you can change the lore, you can paint your miniatures the way you want, you can build them how you want. It's up to you. You know. All Chaos Gods are wrong, says the guy who clearly felt as Tzeentch a few months back and just doesn't know it yet. Is it because I'm stuck in like a time loop of working on this over and over again? It feels like time never ends. Because that certainly is true. Frag, I think that was the problem. They could have taken more care about implementing it. I don't mind them being men and women. Yeah, really don't mind. You know, not a big deal. It's just like, why do it the way that it was done? You know, that's the only gripe I have. Because the new miniatures are fantastic. Whether you choose to build them as male or female, you know, they are cool miniatures. They're like, I feel like they're better designed than the previous Custodes. So, love them, just don't understand why it was approached the way it was. Angelo, also keep up the great work. I've been watching this series since the first episode. Excited to see the end product. It needs to be in a museum. I'm in the States. We talk about you all the time. I really appreciate that, Angelo. In some of the previous streams, we have talked about how when this beast is finally done, I would like to, I would like it somewhere on display so people can come and see it. But it's just about working out the logistics of that and how it could be done. Because if it does need to be moved, I ideally would like it to be moved for a long time, or, you know, a few months or something, because it's going to be such a ball ache to move, and wrap up and all that stuff. Because I have been offered a few conventions, and I just can't do them. You know, I can't take it to conventions because it's just not easy to transport, you know. But I would like to work that out. Thy Orange Banana. Oh, for sure, it's been so hot in the UK recently. Definitely not built for it. Absolutely not. Like, I don't know if you guys can still see, but I'm glistening. I am absolutely glistening. And I think that's kind of why these past few streams, you know, we haven't been making the biggest or the largest amount of progress on it, because it's so hard to work. You know, it's, what is it? 10 to 10 here. And it's still really warm in this studio. Really warm. Big Brain. Imperium Nihilus is an option at the top of chat to see all messages. Let me have a look at that. Let me have a look at that. Chat filter, top messages. Legend. Big Brain, thank you very much. This makes up for the custody that you made me drop. I appreciate that. Now I can see everything. Alright, cool. Los Angeles Warhammer community is rooting for you, dude. That's awesome. That is really awesome. I mean, one of the things that I don't think I will get over from this project is, like, the support from around the world that I've had is fantastic. Thy Orange Banana subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much for subscribing, Thy Orange Banana. Welcome to the shit show. Alric, will you need to destroy your house doors in order to move it? I will not, Alric. It does conveniently fit out the doors of the studio, but it's just about, like, wrapping it and making sure it's safe for transportation. I did make sure that it fits in and out of the room. It's just quite weighty as well. Frageye, Alric, he has to motorize the door first. I just won't do anything else and motorize the doors. I won't. Die Orange Banana, are the Grey Knights about to put Big E back on the throne, or have to go toe-to-toe with Custodes for the rest of the Imperium? Well, we will see what the lore holds. If you, well, I think you are new here, Die Orange Banana. We've kind of touched on, once this diorama is done, I'm going to try and get involved with some other YouTubers who do like narrative games and stuff like that, and see if we can host a few games on it, just for a little bit of storytelling. So we might have like Grey Knights versus Custodes at some stage. You'll just have to stay tuned for that, I suppose. Angelo at the Hobby Collab. Yup. Elibar, love the culture is growing larger here. Is that is it quite big out there? Warhammer in Los Angeles? I know that America obviously is still pretty big in America. Warhammer, it's been there for a long time. But you guys are getting what are you getting? You're getting your own like Warhammer world in the States, aren't you? You're getting your own Warhammer world. I'll have to go to 2. Right. I was distracted from cutting pieces for a while there. I think we had about 20 minutes of me not actually doing any. So yeah, what do we think though? What was the consensus on, you know, when we have made some adequate progress on this build, what do we think about having a cathedral made out of all of these Imperial Sector parts that I have? Because we could make a pretty big cathedral. We could probably have a 3-tiered one, I reckon. We go all out. Fragai, Nihilus, you have 32 watchers right now. It's fantastic, honestly. The amount that the viewership has gone up by in the past just like week and a bit has been pretty astounding. You know, we've gone from like 5 people to double digits most of the time. It's really cool, it's really appreciated, and yeah, thank you very much. You know, obviously to any of you who are new, you can support the channel by becoming a channel member. It all helps. I think it also lets YouTube know that it's not rubbish. It's not completely rubbish. Although I'm definitely not advertising myself as a professional streamer, because I'm very bad at it. We have a technical difficulty every stream. At least one. The option to see all messages is rest after every time you reload the stream. Ah, that's interesting. See, that's the thing. I'm learning a lot about streaming and how it works, because I think in a previous stream someone had said about like not reading messages, and it must be because I didn't have all messages on, which is very unprofessional. Ghost Rhino, the whole Femstodes thing is kind of dumb. There hasn't been a single female Navy SEAL nor Ranger in real life. Us General was asked by a reporter why there no... he responded, when you put them... I mean, if we move away from real life, you know, real life stuff, this is a game set in the year, what's it, the 42nd millennium, 41st millennium? Again, you know, what I will boil that down to is it's your hobby, and you can, you know, you can play it however you like. You can build your miniatures however you like. You know, there's always going to be disagreements when it comes to lore stuff. So, yeah, you know, if it's not for you, you don't have to engage with it. And I mean that in the politest possible way. You know, there's definitely elements of the lore that I don't really engage with that much, that I don't like. You know, it gets a... you know, it gets a different reaction from me. But, you know, you can take from it what you will. What else do we have? AK, haha, honestly, a speech function would probably make this conversation easier. Rover Mars Rover, there aren't real custodians. There aren't any real custodians either, bro. I mean, there is a point. But yeah, you know, me personally, I'm not bothered by it. It's all meat for the meat grinder. They're genetically engineered super soldiers. I just feel like the way it was added in the lore could have been done a little more gracefully. But hey, you know, what can you do? Fragga, you can do what you want in Warhammer. That's how I grew up with it. Male and female was never a problem. Yeah, I don't think it's particularly a big issue, to be fair. But hey. About 25% of my Eldar is female. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I've got, what have I made? I think I've got a few female custodies. You know, Imperial Guard, I've got, what's it, Lenka? For Imperial Guard? It's just not really something that's fazed me. But hey. Alright, we're definitely making our way with the sprues though, so we're going to have more space to move around. Although I'm thinking the more I look at the detail in the middle of the project, the more I think I'm going to have to get some kind of pulley system to lower me down gently. It'd be like Mission Impossible. Yeah, I mean, Ghost Rider, there's all the, you know, it's a contentious subject, isn't it? There's all these things, there's lots of people's different view on it. For me here, I don't find it's the end of the world. There's still enough I like about Warhammer 40k. And all I'll say is just meat for the meat grinder. Fragite, I just built a few female characters for my gang just because there are so few normal female characters. Exactly, it's got loads in Necromunda gangs and stuff. I just don't think it's too far beyond the pale of having genetic super soldier females, you know? Ooh, smashing my elbow against the wall. I can see this box slowly filling up. Oh, in fact, I'm going to put this piece. I've noticed that these Imperial Sector kits, they have these really nifty, like, vents. I know you guys probably won't be able to see that very well at all. But they have these vent pieces, and I've been harvesting all of them because they're going to look really good as little gribbly bits for the throne. They also cover up any sins that I have, which is useful too. Because with all this cable work that I've done, there's a few areas where the cables don't fully connect. So I can patch little things in like this and cover up the sins. We also need to, at some stage, get the facade that's going to cover all the pipes. I was talking about 3D printing some like arches, kind of based on the Neil Roberts artwork that this project is from. Just because it kind of obscures the mess a little bit. Like, you'll obviously be able to see what's underneath, but not in its entirety. So I think it adds a little bit to the mystery as well. I'll let you guys duke that out in the comments section. I will. I think I've said all I need to say about how I feel about the situation. But yeah. Onwards and upwards. We're going to need to revisit the Emperor soon. We are. So maybe on one of the streams we're going to take another closer look at him, because I do need to stick some more cables in him. After getting a better look at Armageddon, it didn't make me want to change the interpretation of the Emperor that I've done. Not like drastically, but I do want to add some cables, a few more cables, because I like the way he looks in that trailer. Oh no, it froze again! I've only just realised. Alright, bear with me. We're going to go audio only for like 2 minutes while I work this out again. It's the heat, I tell you guys, it's the heat. the camera does not like the heat in this room. It's probably running too hot. So let's see if we can make this work again. I'm sure we will. It just involves restarting the camera and starting it back up again. It'd just be really lame for anyone who wants to rewatch the stream. Anyone who misses it, they'll be like, why does it keep cutting out? Just need EOS to load again so I can get the camera back up and running. Welcome to the audio only portion of this live stream. I think I need to turn the camera off again. This is what I mean, guys. I need to invest in a better camera. That's what I'll save our membership money up for, is a new camera so we can stream more effectively instead of this unprofessional garbage. Okay, we're nearly there though. We're nearly there live. Hopefully you will see me on your screens again soon. Looking awfully greasy and sweaty. Haha, there we are, guys. I think, hopefully, you should be able to see me again now. Not that there's much to look at. Bum bum. Alright, are we, how can something so hot be so frozen? I don't know why it's done it, Rover. Honestly, it's been crazy. It has been crazy, this stream. But then these temperatures for here in the UK, specifically Bristol, where I am based, are unheard of. This is the hottest it has been. Well, I don't know if it's ever got this hot, which is crazy. Well, look who it is. Look how shiny I look, guys. Look how shiny. I got a glisten to me, a gleam, if you will. The orange banana, the camera is affected by heat. It is. This camera is it's getting old now, it is. I had to watch, back a year ago when I decided I was going to start some streams, shortly before we took like another year break, I had to watch so many videos to get this old camera to be able to stream. And it's nowhere near as easy as newer cameras. So I have to get the program to live shoot and then capture that screen. It is, it's complicated, and I'm technologically useless. So it took a while. Sweat for the sweat god. You are absolutely right. I am Ethan Gower. It's affecting my brain as well. It is. My brain's turned into mush. But yeah, it's too hot. So these streams are not very productive at the moment, or they're not productive in the way that I want them to be productive. You know, because I want to be streaming to you guys painting. You know, I want to be streaming, applying some transfers. But in this hot and sweaty state, it is impossible. But we're just doing little things. What would I call this? Like a quality of life improvement, I suppose? Because making this studio a little bit clearer will only help me in the long run. And also, lots of these sprues have been sat here for, well, a few years now, some of them. So let's make some room. In fact, let's have a drink. You're going to get all those audible noises, all those slurping noises and drinking noises. Anyway, it is nice to have you guys join me. It's nice to talk about the project. It's nice to talk about just Warhammer stuff. I say it every stream, but I don't have many friends who are into Warhammer. I have one friend who's into Warhammer. So I don't really get to talk to people about it that much. My missus definitely doesn't want to talk about Warhammer. So yeah, having you guys here is fantastic. And if you are new, we don't really have a schedule for streaming. it's kind of an as and when sort of thing. Although I'm starting to do Fridays. Fridays seem to be a bit of a consistent day. They're also good because it's the beginning of the weekend, so we can just chill for a few hours. So yeah, maybe you can count on Fridays. Die Orange Banana. Being new to the verse, it's pretty cool to watch the process of actually seeing kits put together and vicariously live through those who can afford the kits. Well, Die Orange Banana. One of the only reasons that I can afford to get the pieces I need for this project is because of YouTube and Patreon. Luckily, well, yeah, I'm very lucky, really, to have a small group of people who financially back this project and the channel, and it helps me get all the pieces that we need to finish this off. At the moment, I will say it's more materials, so a lot of the stuff, a lot of Patreon. Okay. Oh my days. I'm not sure. I apologise. So I'm not sure if many or any of you are actually still here now. The Wi-Fi decided it was going to die. So, oops. I have just been trying to sort it out, so maybe I can round off the stream. It's back, he says as he showers himself with saliva. Yeah, so, alright, I apologise for that, guys. I don't know what's going on today. I think it might be the heat, possibly, that's making everything go crazy. Yeah, so I was hoping to just kind of round off the stream a little bit. And thank you all for joining me. You guys must be the most patient supporters, because that was a train wreck. This whole thing has been a train wreck. Yeah, so I think, I don't know what it is, basically, but I just wanted to thank you all for joining me today. I'd like to thank you all for the donations and for the words of encouragement, and I'm hoping that later on in the week, obviously we can do a few more of these, and just, like, hopefully the heat won't hinder us too much. But yeah, essentially I apologise for all of the mishaps, and hopefully we can have a better stream next time. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to sign off for tonight, and we will pick this back up, what are we on now, Tuesday? I don't know, I see like Wednesday, Thursday. I know Friday is definite, because we'll boot up a stream after the summer preview. Oh, let's see, we've got chat kicking off again and 20 viewers to watch me bumble through a sign off. Let's see, it's all good, good things happen, glad I can make some of the stream. Well, thank you for tuning in, Die Orange Banana, and thank you for subscribing. It's nice to have you on stream, and hopefully we'll see you on another one. Big Brain says, I'll send a Norwegian Windsor over. We need it, Big Brain, or at least half of it. Yeah, so I will leave it for tonight. I really appreciate having you guys here. Thanks for the donations. You know, if you're new, consider channel membership. It helps, especially if you want to see these train wrecks more often. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your evening, guys, and see you soon. Goodbye.